Hey everybody, welcome to a Dimeback Retrocast, episode 5. I'm Tyler, we got Russ, we got Peter, we got Megan, and we have Gabby Williams. And today, we're watching February 13th, 2007 game that Gabby played in versus South Carolina. In 3, 2, 1. Gabby, we have to hustle through this part so we can get to the part where we just talk over it.
Okay. I got it.
Well, tonight it's the American.
So this is the 100th win in the streak.
The UConn Huskies.
Yeah, can you turn down the YouTube a little, Megan?
Consecutive victory, facing number 6 South Carolina.
Maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more.
Man, are they ready to rock and roll?
How's that?
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Okay.
Gabby, thanks for joining us
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
from across the world.
In France? Is that where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm in Montpellier, France.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Yeah.
So
I read
Gabby,
Doris Burke with her glasses.
I know, Gabby, we just watched a men's game from, what year was that? 99? Where we had
Which one?
Doris Burke on the sidelines.
Was it the
That was
04 game?
04.
Miss Doris, man. I miss her a lot.
She wasn't wearing her glasses and it was throwing us all off. It was
Her
like,
hair was very different. She looked super young.
Oh, look at these friends.
Yeah, that was cool. Everyone was there.
so this is Gamble. We're at Gamble today. Is that the XL? No, that's Gamble.
This is cool.
This is by far the most recent game we've watched of the 5.5 we've done. It's weird to watch one I actually remember.
I barely remember this game.
Originally, when
Do you ever-
we asked you, Gabby, if you wanted to do it, I was thinking we should get Lou and we could do it both. And then you said you want to watch this game, and I looked at the box score and I said, we can't invite Lou to watch this game.
Oh, I forgot about that until now. Yeah.
Fifth all-time meeting between these two schools, and UConn has won.
Did you ever go
So
back
do you
and
ever go
watch
back
these?
and...
Do I ever go back and watch these?
Yeah.
There you go.
Since quarantine, I've watched one with one of my friends, and then, but no.
But I would do that. That would be the only thing I do with my time. If I had.
Well, I mean,
video
now I
of
have
you
other
good at
film I need to
something-
watch for
Oh
my
yeah, I suppose
job now, you know.
you are a professional.
And I love, the nostalgia of it all, but I think I'm at a point in my career where I'm trying to grow, and my game is completely different than how I played in college. So it's like it's fun to look back for the fun of it, but I'm not gonna learn much.
This is
You're
giving me a
not
little
playing
motion
center
sickness.
in the WNBA?
Could you touch on that a little more? What you just said. You said your game is completely different. In what ways would you say it has changed the most?
I'm taking outside jumpers now, and my numbers are going up. I was playing freaking point guard in the WNBA. Since being in France and Chicago, it's just like I feel like I'm a bit more of an offensive threat. I play more on the wing versus in the middle, and and that's kind of where I'm in that want my direction of my career to go in. I hope that sentence made sense.
No, I got you. Because remember when you were getting into college, the book was that you were a wing, and so when he started playing you in the middle, I was like, that's surprising, but it's working.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it worked for UConn system. It's what we needed at the time. But now I'm a different piece now to a different puzzle, so I can't really play how I played at UConn.
Right.
I don't have the people around me, and it's just different.
I can imagine there are a lot of teams that play this kind of positionless basketball on the professional level.
Yeah, it's definitely more common now.
This was so good.
That was a beautiful move.
It's weird seeing me without tattoos.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you've got a whole sleeve now, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that done?
And my one visible tattoo covered by a tape.
Was that a Gabby choice or a team choice?
as a CD choice.
Interesting.
I was like 14 when I got it, so they knew I had it before I came. Aye.
Oof. Are you going to make them?
I don't remember.
You better make them.
Man, I
A
look
lot
like
of pressure.
baby. It's funny because Elena, we played one season together in Chicago, and now me and her are real tight.
What about in this game where
But
you're real
like, do you
tight?
still needle her about this?
No, I mean we would talk about some things, but no, we didn't bring it up too much.
Peter's not as nice as you. He would absolutely rub everyone's nose in it. I beat you.
No.
One of the benefits of quarantine, I've been watching a lot of the Stu Bird live streams, and she seems to have no problem rubbing people's nose in it.
Sue's a different caliber than me.
Yeah, 10 years
Kinda
from now,
think
we'll
that
see how much shit
household-
you're talking, Gabby.
Man, it's crazy seeing how far people played off me, man. That is embarrassing. See, that's why I don't watch this too, because I'm like, I'm not playing like that anymore.
I did want you to shoot it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself like shoot it. That's why I don't watch this film anymore.
Look at that rebound.
See,
though.
now I'm watching this and I'm
God
like,
damn.
look at Gabby out rebounding. These people got 6 inches on her.
Oh, what happened? Who's that, Lou?
Oh, Lou.
Yeah, Lou had a rough first half in this game.
Ooh, look at that.
Man, I used to rebound too. I don't rebound as much. That's something I need to start doing.
See, it is good to watch old film.
See?
Maybe I do need to watch those.
Yeah, you're getting inspired. You're going to come back, all you're going to do is shit talk and rebound.
Me and Elena would laugh though at the fact that like I had to guard her.
Look at that D, Lou.
Lou does take a charge very dramatically and effectively. I enjoy that. Look at that. Selling it.
Oh, wow.
The head going back.
Oh, no comment.
She's a talented actress.
Love
Very
her.
talented.
I love her.
She's shrugging like, what do you mean I don't get to shoot?
See, like, yeah, that's ridiculous, Gabby. You gotta shoot that.
That was pretty sweet.
I actually remember that moment of the game, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have a good night tonight. Like, I was like, if I'm making that, I'm gonna have a, just kind of get the feeling.
8 points in 5 minutes. Pretty good start.
Yeah, not bad. It's especially interesting because I remember, like, in the lead up to this game, they were talking about how South Carolina has these, 2 really talented, really big post players, and what's UConn gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out,
Well,
Oh yeah, our game plan was to help off of one of their guards who didn't have the best shooting percentage, so that we could go and double. And me and Nafisa kind of played zone with the two of them. I think they put Phoebe a little bit more on Asia and me on Elena. But yeah, it was a team defense. Like, we knew we weren't going to be able to match up with them one-on-one, so we just sent like Sanaya to go double a lot.
UConn doesn't ever rebuild.
How much did you guys talk about the win streak as it was happening?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. In fact, we hated it.
I bet.
I think that was the only positive thing that came out of the Mississippi State game was that we finally had to stop hearing about that streak.
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
I mean, no, it's not the pressure. It was just like, okay, big whoop. It was like, one, I think me and Kia were the only ones on the team who had been around for those games, like all the games. So half the team was like, this isn't even our streak. And me and Kia didn't have, like, especially me, I didn't have that big of a role in those first probably 80 games. So that's why we were like, whatever. It was something nice the media liked to focus on, but we could have cared less. We just wanted to make a Final Four championship.
I miss this
But
music.
games like this, when, we celebrate too. So, like, hey, we had the the 100th win, we got the 90th or whatever. We celebrate, but it was like
Do you still
it
have
wasn't always on our mind.
Do you still have the fake money?
Oh, that's
I
from the
actually
1,000.
didn't get a single dollar from that. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. They took all the money and didn't give me any.
What?
Rude.
'Cause I was
Peter
doing
and I
interviews
were-
with Holly.
NCAA violation.
Yeah, right.
Very
You can't
rude.
even have fake money for the players.
Yeah.
Compliance wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, Peter and I were at that game.
My interview with Holly came back and that all the hundreds were taken.
Oh, that's right. This was the one. No.
Well, we were at the 1,000th game.
Oh,
the
that's
1,000th
maybe
win.
that's what I was thinking.
And they did rain a lot of money down because I did get some of that fake money. I don't know where it went though. It was in my car for a really long time.
Mail it to France.
Megan, is it in your car with the T-shirt that you were supposed to give me 5 years ago?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
That's right. I spoke with Asia Wilson, who was a freshman when they played here for the first time 2 years ago. She said, I didn't know at that point what I
I like to watch these games in hindsight and try to figure out what Gino's saying on the sidelines.
Maybe I can remember some.
Like in my mind, he's complaining about like the sommelier brought him the wrong wine the night before, and CD's like, double team, double team.
That sounds like a sound idea. Don't look at all the banners because it'll make you dizzy. 11 national championships up there. And one of the many streaks that I find
I like these uniforms. We've been doing a lot of commentary on these uniforms, but these ones are good.
The shorts, though, I hate the shorts.
Are they very uncomfortable?
They remember them being so tight around the butt, you know? Like,
I do know exactly what that's like.
but then too long.
Good point guard, Gabby.
So you were restricted. When they're too tight and long, it's like restricted.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And yeah, so like we had no wiggle room in our.
Literally.
This sounds terrible. I'm gonna stop talking. Oh. God, how many times did I do that?
Got away with a foul.
In
Trying
back
to
to
get
Kia. Ooh.
You know, the pace of passing around the zone, regardless of who you're sloughing off, if you can rotate it quick, you force them to move, and that can create an angle for you in the post.
I really like Dawn's glasses. I want those.
She's very stylish.
Those are sweet glasses.
Nurse thought about a three. Davis over to guard. Shot clock at 13 for the Huskies. Collier.
Oh. I did not think that was going in when it came out of her hand. This was a fun game too because the student section was super, super full and crazy loud.
Yeah, this is the loudest I can really remember. Gamble being.
It must be funny for like some of the other like obviously this game's a little different, and South Carolina's probably pretty used to like this kind of atmosphere, but it must have been pretty easy to rattle like ECU and Tulsa when they showed up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, first time playing in crowds like that, you know. I mean, it rattled me my freshman year. I was on the home team.
Yeah, what's that like? Like the first time you play in front of a 10,000 person crowd at UConn?
You know, it feels different every time because it's like my favorite part is the first time you have like a big moment in those stadiums, like the first time you hear the crowd really go crazy over a play or something. Because walking in, I mean, you also kind of expect it coming to UConn, and then you know, it's really exciting, it's fun, it makes you have more energy and everything, but you remember more like, oh, remember when you made that play and the crowd went wild, like remember kid when you did that when you hit, you know, that's when it like gives you goosebumps.
What was the best opposing crowd you ever played in front of?
Probably Maryland. Remember
Yeah.
Maryland being crazy.
That's good.
What do we mean by best in that context?
Craziest?
I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Just like general intensity.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't that was the puke and rally game where Lou was up chucking?
Oh my God.
Oh, it was the Puke and Rally game.
Let's make Lou watch that one.
Oh,
We definitely should absolutely do that.
God, you're like, what is wrong with you, Lou?
Every time I showed a picture of her, I was like, that girl does not feel good.
No.
Yeah, she was sick before the game, and you were like,
I could not imagine having to do any physical activity in that state.
No.
Like, I would not have been in the arena.
No, I would
Baby
would
Crystal
most
out
men
there.
did.
puddle on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, that's where I would have stayed for a week.
I remember. Well, go ahead.
So Kia had a ankle injury during this game, if I'm remembering
She just went to the
correctly.
locker room, yeah.
And so freshman Crystal's getting some minutes.
This is really, you can see how much, like, looking at Crystal now, she got jacked in 3 years, huh? Like, she looks like a baby here.
I mean, she can look at a weight and gain muscle, you know? Like, she's just got one of those body types. Like, she came in buff, like, ripped. And then I think she just kind of put some more meat on her, you know?
Yeah.
But that girl gains muscle like it's nothing.
Yeah, those biceps are cut.
I think we used to call her protein bar or something.
Did you come to a game when you were being recruited, Gabby? Did you come for an official visit?
Yeah.
Which one did you see? Do you remember?
I came to Villanova. Was it Vanderbilt? I went to Vanderbilt. And it was crazy because Jasmine Lister was there playing. And now she's yeah. And then I came to Louisville.
I love that. Go right over her. Don't crack me up.
The hurdle.
Oh, is that the play? I wasn't paying enough attention.
Yeah, that was the play.
I'll show the replay.
That was one of those things where you watch it live and you're like, wait, what?
What just happened?
My cat was, wait, what happened? Was that one?
That's when you jumped over
You
that.
jumped over someone
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like
while
dove
keeping
in
your dribble
legs.
somehow.
I remember that.
It probably should have been a foul. Like, she kind of like dove at your legs, but just
Not
right
it.
over.
Never for us.
No.
This is one of the best things of UConn Husky games, the site that has all these things, is you remember little moments like that, and then like a decade later, you're like, did that really happen or only in my mind? And now you can actually go back and look at it.
Yeah.
There was one play, Scott Burrell did that as a UConn men's player in the early 90s. And like I vividly remembered it from my childhood. And I for 15 years, I would tell people, Scott Burrell jumped over a dude. Like he jumped over a dude and stole the ball. And everyone's like, yeah, right. And that it exists. At some point, a couple years ago, we found the video.
That's how I was about that alley-oop, the rip to Freeman off the glass. Because I remember watching it and I could not figure out what game it was for like 15 years. So I was so glad when we found that and we could watch that one.
It's Stewie and Holly preparing for their future reality show.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
And I was like the two most fun people.
Holly seems just like an absolutely delightful person.
She is. Like, delightful is, she's the manifestation of the word delightful. Like, she's just like, just has that energy that you want to be around. HB, what do you need, girl? All right, come here. HB's coming.
Yay!
You seen your cat or dog?
It's Halle Berry.
Cat cast.
Hi, kitty.
Your cat's name is Halle Berry?
I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
That's a
Where
good
have you
cat.
been?
I forgot. I don't know.
I think the last time you did our pod, Gabby, Halle Berry was in quarantine, ironically.
Oh, yeah, because I think I was in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was back in the States. Ow, HB, what do you need, baby?
She's furious that you're doing this podcast.
No, nothing.
And that you're not taking enough threes.
Yeah, she's like, shoot it.
Right, she's like, Ma, shoot the dang ball.
Stolen away by South Carolina. Look at Williams up the other end of the floor.
Bye.
And she'll be at the line.
What's this?
Can't let her make that.
Oh, yeah, I think we like smacked there. Oh, yeah, this is the... Yeah.
Can't imagine Gino was real happy about that.
Minimal contact there. That's,
I mean, at least you try to get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just roast Lou this whole game.
This game was tough, too. I remember, like, I can't remember the last time UConn had, like, a deep bench.
Yeah.
Ever.
We got in some foul trouble this game. I remember that.
Yeah, I think Nafisa fouled out with like 3 minutes left.
Yeah, she did.
Oof.
If we make fun of Lou this entire podcast, is that going to make her more likely to come on to defend herself? Because I just had a great idea about a series we do called Discasts, where we just get to come on and make fun of each other.
Just roast people.
This is why we made fun of you so much on the previous episode, Gabby.
Yep.
Worked like a charm.
This is actually our first women's game. We're gonna have to add some more to the rotation.
There were a few we had talked about.
Well, after the just absolute disrespect to our '90s players, we're gonna have to roll out some of the old cast.
Teach the children
To respect their elders.
Were you following that bracket at all, Gabby?
Yeah.
Did you have opinions? Do you feel slighted personally? I don't remember where you landed, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I just wanted to see a good tournament. You know, obviously I wanted to see UConn win, but I didn't have like any picks or anything. I didn't even wasn't planning on doing a bracket this year.
But did you see when the UConn women's
you're talking about the
player bracket? Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're talking about a pretend bracket and not a real bracket.
Yeah, they did me dirty, huh? They put me against Stewie second round.
It was rude.
Oh, that's right.
But it was funny. I mean, it was like, I think it was hard because a lot of those older players like don't have the fans on social media.
Yeah.
You know, like the OGs.
Oh, you beat Shay. You beat Shay in the first round, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
That's right.
But see, that's because like my fans are on Instagram and Shay's aren't. Like, but Shay's,
you know, it's not an unreasonable thing. I mean, you did have an awfully good career.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're Shay fans. We're on Instagram. I'm almost positive I voted for you.
I definitely did, 100%. And I saw Shay play a lot, and she was great, but I definitely voted for Gabby.
Thank you.
I don't remember who I voted for.
We went on a drought here.
You get bonus points for coming on the pod earlier, too. Stop ducking us, Shay.
I feel like one of the sort of unsung is I feel like a lot of people don't have any recollection of Svetlana Brosimova playing basketball, which is wild to me. But
she's in my top 5.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I started watching when I was like 12 years old, so I've been watching forever, and she was a phenomenal player. So it just kind of cracks me up that I was like, oh, do you not know that?
She seems like the type of player you would like, Abby.
If she hadn't gotten her senior year, she would have the scoring record.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, now
she was kind of that
like,
first.
Top 5, I always put her in my top 5.
She was so good.
Yeah, she had kind of that do everything style too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I found her very frustrating to watch because she turned the ball over so much.
Well, she wasn't a big passer. She wasn't really big into the, you know, she didn't say I didn't come all the way from Russia to pass the ball.
Fair.
I remember her losing the ball out of bounds on a semi-regular basis. I mean, obviously she was a spectacular scorer and a great defender and a good rebounder. Like she did a lot of things well.
This is Peter trying to nag Svetlana into coming on the next podcast.
Oh, I see. I get it.
My current favorite Svetlana thing is she's still in Russia. She's has some admin job with like the Russian Professional Women's Basketball Association. Some higher up job.
Her husband, like a famous Russian talk show host or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But
I did
what's
not know that.
what's awesome
Power
is
couple.
Oh, that was nice.
She's
That was a
totally
nice move.
bilingual, so she posts in Russian and English. But so one of my favorite activities is translating, hitting the little translate button on Insta and seeing what English pops out from her Russian. Sometimes it is awesome.
It's funny too, and sometimes people will try to text me in French as a joke, but I can totally tell that they use Google Translate, and I'm like, yeah, no one's used this word in 50 years.
How's your French?
How did you? Yeah, I was gonna say, you're fluent, aren't you, in French?
Yeah.
When did you? How did that come about?
How many times did you have to watch Amelie?
Amelie, yeah, I know Amelie.
That's the only French movie I've ever seen. So.
It's not called Amelie here though. It's a different name. But my mom's French.
Can you do the rest of this podcast in French?
Bien sûr.
Yeah, but we can't understand her. Meech isn't here.
You should have taken French then.
I took Spanish
and I was
sucked
bad at it. Oh,
Terrible.
God.
So bad. I can ask where the bathroom is, but I probably can't understand the directions.
Seems like a flawed system.
Yeah, it's not great. We were in Germany over the summer and Austria, and everyone there speaks German also. And you do a lot of like hand gestures, but most people there speak English.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice crystal.
there we
That was
go.
beautiful.
Dunk it, Gabby. Come on.
I know, I didn't get a single dunk. I forget how fast we play too compared to the other, because now everyone plays fast, in the league.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize just how much faster we did play than other team.
Between the up-tempo offense and never fouling on defense, like watching like these probably like 6 years was just awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like
So fun.
Like the entire
and the passing, everybody could pass.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody did pass.
And moved really well off the ball. That was a bullshit
Oh,
call.
come on.
Oh, it was horseshit.
Oh, God. Cringe.
Do you feel like you got fouled there?
Obviously I did. I don't remember it that well, but I look pissed. I must have.
Definitely
I
foul.
think no, I don't remember, actually.
Looked like a foul to me.
I probably was fouled.
I'm mad.
I'm mad.
So the canon is that you were fouled. We have decided.
Did you feel like there were good refs and bad refs in college? Or
Yeah.
just bad refs?
No, there was ones where you'd see the crew and be like, okay, nice. And there are other days you'd see the crew and be like, well.
I think I know who some of those might be.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of them, the same thing in the league too.
But this kind of win, if you can come on the road and this
3 fouls. Can you imagine? 3 fouls total in almost 60 minutes.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I remember that. They let us play quite a bit.
What is
What
Sue
is
doing?
going on there?
We watched a 93-94 men's game.
Bet she's talking shit about somebody.
And like
Yeah.
nobody, they don't call any fouls.
Probably me. So what was she doing with the ball just now?
We were close with South Carolina at their place.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he definitely missed that shot.
Yep.
That changes. That plays with your mind a little bit when you're going up against them.
Well, and how do you do it?
Yo!
John Stanley said, we hope to give a template to other teams with what we're planning on
Doing
doing.
on the faucet.
They've got an All-American player on the interior in Asia Wilson, who raises her
Halle Berry's ready to get out of there.
opponents. Her numbers have been nothing short of extraordinary. And look at that. 3 bodies around her. It's
Before they fixed the roof at Gamble, huh?
She's off to an outstanding start.
Yeah, it was. Because my senior year, we couldn't go and gamble forever.
It's a spectacular game.
It looks
It
nice
didn't have
now.
a
Much
first
better.
night.
Yeah.
That's what it was called. Yeah, first night.
Of the season. 31
Yeah.
against Texas.
Yeah, it was looking for a while like color forms that had started to like disintegrate off of the ceiling. Sometimes they'd like little pieces would fall on you in the
Yeah,
stands.
pieces would fall on people during games. It wasn't the
It was
best.
not great. It did not look great, but it looks awesome now. Though I wish they'd turn the lights back on.
Defensively, that your players that
Yeah, the lighting thing doesn't really work at Gamble.
have that ability to elevate their game, they have to come through because your role players are going to struggle against UConn.
The bigs, Coates and Wilson. Everything
It's
they do.
13 rebounds.
These two, Coates at 6'4".
13.
Not bad.
6'5".
I asked Asia this morning after shoot-around, and she's got 12 points and 3 boards on 5 of 7 shooting. I said, do you?
Gabby, how do you like your France experience compared to your Italy experience?
Oh my gosh, what?
Last time we talked to you, you seemed
I
like
mean,
Italy fucking
It's not
sucked.
even, it's not even, can't even compare it. I mean, it's nice to being in a country where my family's all in Paris, hence PSG fan. So I have family in Marseille and everything, and then it's just nice being able to go to a restaurant. It's nice to be able to go to a movie theater. It's nice to feel comfortable, not so foreign. I can understand my coach and my teammates versus Italy, where can't do anything. You don't, there's no familiarity with anything.
How many other
And I live on the beach.
yeah. How many other Americans are on your team?
Harris denied the lane.
We actually had quite a few because I'm French. Stephanie Mavunga, Sammy Whitcomb, and Shea Petty. Am I missing one? No, yeah. And then, and Cheyenne Parker came for a little bit. That's what I'm missing. We had quite a few.
Of this game is, can South Carolina get the ball to their bigs in the post?
So you must be like, you're like the fulcrum. You like bring the whole team together, huh? Are any of the other Americans like bilingual as well?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, the French, they speak English, but I know it was nice for the Americans that they could call me if they needed something, or if we went out or anything, I would be able to help them. Or translate or whatever. But all the French people spoke English.
She's even gone back and watched old clips of Dawn Staley as a player, trying to learn what it takes to run a team. She said, I know where all my big sweet spot is, and that's
seeing Azare on the bench hurts.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Samuelson off to a very cold start, going around the back and draws the foul by Gray to stop the clock at 3:30.
Thought you were about to get an illegal screen.
I was set.
Well, that doesn't necessarily change make it, I've seen some pretty nice looking screens called illegal by some referees.
You can get up underneath her and keep her, sort of between you and the basket and keep the pressure on her. I don't know that she's that confident in her handle.
Averaging 21 points a game, nothing yet.
Yeah, so you can see like Sanaya comes like right, or not Sanaya. Nafisa comes like right away whenever one of us is fronting.
Atypical of an opponent in this.
Look at that.
She was working real hard trying to body Elena down there.
Yeah.
Nice. That was beautiful.
Man, I'm excited to see where Crystal goes in the draft.
You have any predictions?
Nope.
I heard Nafisa was lobbying for her.
I have zero predictions. I know some things have to get shifted with the way, teams are set up right now.
Yeah.
So I think some trades will happen or something.
This offseason's been wild.
Yeah, CBA changed a lot of minds for people.
Where does Chicago
Make your money.
pick?
Sorry, what was that?
What pick does Chicago have? I was just looking too, and now I don't remember.
We have 7.
So, could happen.
The officials are going to get together here, and they're going to change that call. So the basketball will go to South Carolina.
Oh, crowd is big mad.
Shenanigans.
Jones had a different view of that.
Oh man, I miss Riss and Shea too.
Batted out of play by Samuelson, who's the final ruling.
I guess it was off of her.
Yeah.
Never admit
But still
you're
get
wrong.
mad, everybody.
Yeah.
Always get mad.
The trick is to always stay mad. Just keep it at the high level. Yeah.
1:57 to go here in the second.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Shoot for 2. And Jared the Galleria of Jewelry.
So when you guys do this, do you just put the whole game on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get reattached to the video, and so like people can watch them with the commentary.
Oh, cool.
So they won't see us,
Commentary.
but they'll just hear us talking over the video.
It'll be like Mystery Science Theater, but for basketball.
And also not funny.
Yeah.
You can make it funny.
Harris working on Williams for the jumper.
Oh.
Just in front of the shot clock, but never got to the iron, never touched the iron. 1:38 left in the first half.
Where the ball seems to be finding time.
Dawn's mad.
Samuelson slamming on the brakes. Gave it up. Harris with the scoop. And the kick.
Yeah.
Offensive foul, no basket.
I don't know. I mean, listen.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, well, it was
Come on,
definitely charged.
We get the benefit of this.
I don't know. It looks like a charge to me.
I gotta say,
She's
I
set.
don't like it at all. Let it go.
What do you mean, let it? Doris used to hate any kind of charge, though.
Tough one to pick up right before the half.
Yeah, you'd always hear Doris, just let that go. And I'm like, all right. But sometimes.
Hey, there we go.
Look at that. Gabby pass up the open three to get FISA the open three.
I would still do that today.
One of 190 assists that season.
Wow.
Damn, was it?
That's quite a few.
5 different players. Crystal was 5th on the team with 114 assists.
That's wild.
That's ridiculous.
As a team, you average 23.3 assists per game.
That's crazy.
I'm just trying to think of that in like perspective to watching men's basketball.
Yeah.
Constant
Or pro or
ISOs.
anything.
Yeah.
I think Alteric Gilbert was the only one over 100 this year on the men's team. Don't quote me on that.
We were looking at your triple-double game, Gabby, as one of the potentials, but I think you guys won that one by like 50 points.
I thought it might get a little stale towards the end.
I remember being bad, though. I remember being bad. I remember at halftime we got cussed out, I think. But, or maybe it was after, I don't know. I remember we had one really, really bad quarter, though. And so it wasn't even like that fun of a win. Wow,
Yeah, I don't think you even knew it was happening.
Maya loves it.
They're probably like, finally, jeez.
Do you feel guilty at all
At
that
halftime. 16-9 at the half.
Yeah.
Gabby, do you feel guilty at all that Maya was watching you play basketball instead of getting people out of prison?
Man, it's so cool what she's doing. It's like
Unbelievable.
It's like everyone talks this talk and says they want to help, but it's cool to see someone like really doing it, hands-on and everything.
Yeah. Put your career on the line. Incredible.
Yeah.
Man, wow.
Yeah, we went into halftime feeling good.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. I was actually on like one of my Instagram or Snapchat memories or something, like the clip of the HBO series from this game.
Oh.
How dramatic it was.
So what's halftime like when you close like that? Is it upbeat or is Gino still just yelling at you?
No, I mean he's never really yelling at us at halftime. He's usually pretty calm, no matter what. Like he might say something that doesn't sound calm, but he keeps his a cool temperament, you know. So I remember he just came in. I remember him coming in calm, like, are you gonna step up? Are you gonna step up? Okay, we're doing this well. We need to do that. But like, he usually stays pretty calm. It's at the end of the game when he might blow up.
But they still only have 29 points. So our defense was...
When's he at his craziest? Is it in practice?
Lewis scored yet. So
Whoever's coaching Lewis. Not even. I mean, even in practice, the thing with him is like he doesn't blow up as much as people think. Like he's not just constantly yelling. When he does yell, it's like, you know, you really messed up. Or you know, you really, it has more meaning versus someone just barking in your ear all the time.
He insults you calmly the rest of the time?
I just never hear him say anything unequivocally nice.
The scariest thing is when he says nothing, to be honest. The scariest thing is when you just start getting ignored. Yeah, everyone's just like, oh, is he just crazy all the time? Is practice just... And I'm like, no, everyone thinks he's going 100 miles an hour, but he's pretty calm.
Oh, hey, you got a big head there.
Hey,
Look at that.
Honestly, I would have the exact same reaction. I'd be like, oh, God, no, not my face. Why does it need to be like that?
But also, it's just like when you get the big reaction during the game. They're holding up your giant face. Probably a sign with your name on it would be nicer.
I would appreciate that. Or if my cat.
I really wish they would let
Yeah. Oh, that should be the new thing. Signs of players' pets.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we hand out to the fans.
I just want to let the students make their own signs again. They used to come up with some hilarious stuff, and
well, that's why they're not allowed.
Right.
Yeah. Some of that stuff was
it's not
stuff you could have.
yeah, like when I was there, kids would come in with like some pretty offensive, but also hilarious ones.
Nardi Likes Coldplay is probably the all-time.
That's my all-time favorite.
My favorite was the kid who dressed up like Lou Perkins, like he put pantyhose over his head to look bald. He wore like chinos and a dress shirt with a pillow stuffed in it because Lou was the athletic director at the time and he was not a svelte man.
He's
and
a large man.
He sent out an email basically chastising the students about the sex chair. In a nutshell, he wanted us to like not swear anymore. And so every time somebody would do like, you know, that sucks or bullshit or whatever, he would stand up with a sign that says, Lou said stop the cussing, and like shush everybody. It was really hilarious. We just laughed. We all just laughed.
But like Calhoun banged Sumter's mom, like you can't have that.
Oh yeah, somebody did do that.
Like that was really, I thought it was really funny, but in
that was the same game as Nardi Likes Coldplay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that Nova game.
Yeah,
There's something about
I love that game.
somebody eating somebody's, like there were some weird ones. There were some real weird ones.
I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't believe they stuck Lobo on the concourse.
Yeah.
Man, she
That's
used
the
to give
worst
me
seat
so
she's
much
ever had
love.
for a game.
Yeah.
It was always like I always like listening back and be like, man, Rebecca always said good things about me. It made me feel good. Like, dang, Rebecca Lobo is saying this to me.
Gabby, you want to hear Gino's quote about you
Rebecca,
from?
Holly, Doris, they used to show a lot of love. What was that?
You want to hear Gino's quote about you from after this game? She says, "She is an extraordinary talent." And you hear that word a lot, you know. You hear the word that she is a special player or this special, but you know, there is nothing special about Gabby. You know, I think the term special gets thrown around like it's ordinary. She's not special. What she is just extraordinary. An extraordinary athlete who understands that she is and she tries to live up to it, and not everyone does that. Her basketball skills have caught up to her extraordinary talent. There is nobody like her in college basketball.
Wow.
Look at that.
What? How is so? Wait.
I don't know. I don't know why you're extraordinary but not special. But
Sometimes
there's nobody like her.
He has rants that he wants to just say, and he just tries to find ways to like wind it into something else.
yeah, he
He's
clearly
like,
had
"I wanna
special and
rant about
extraordinary
this."
in his head and was trying to get through it at the moment. Yeah.
Can you see Red Panda in the background here?
No.
Not right
Yeah,
now.
that's her music.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
I love Red
She's the
Panda.
goat.
Yeah, there she is.
That's what Georgia would do. They'd go in.
Oh, you know, my mom was at this game too, actually. My niece. Which is crazy, 'cause my mom never came to games.
She wanted to meet Maya.
My mom knows nothing about basketball, but she loves like who the people are. Like she loves what Maya's doing, but her favorite person is like Diana. And not for anything basketball wise, just because of the way like Diana runs her mouth and everything.
I get
Mom's
it.
Like, she's my favorite.
She's not alone in that.
No.
Yeah, I mean
My mom knows
that's a
nothing
reasonable
about,
position.
Like, the stats, nothing. Oh, cute pick, Kia.
Look how serious Kay looks.
So in preparation for this, because we absolutely prepare for these retrocasts, I actually wrote about this game after it happened, and Holly said something during the game about how you guys had talked, and she told you to channel your inner Maya Moore. Do you remember this conversation?
Yeah, I do. I forgot about it until you brought it up just now, actually. That's what I'm saying, is that Holly just has, like, she's one of the most down-to-earth people, and with everybody she meets, she's like that. But yeah, shoot around. I was talking to her just like, yeah, you know, defense is focus. And she was like, you know, you could be more than just a defensive player. Like, you can focus on your offense, too. Just, like, think of what Maya Moore did. And we talked about the story that everyone at UConn's heard about Maya changing the balls in practice when her shot was off. Like, it must have been the ball. She was like, that's the kind of confidence. Yeah, and I just remember it meant a lot because I'm from Holly.
Well, clearly it had an impact.
Yeah, I guess so.
thought your freshman point guard came out and did a nice job. 3 assists, 0 turnovers in her first game at UConn. What do you see that she can improve upon that? She's a
Dawn Staley always has a look on her face that's like, she's thinking like, if I could suit up, we would be lighting these fools up.
I mean,
do you know Dawn at all, Gabby?
No. He doesn't give that impression so much.
As away from UConn as possible, while capitalizing is still being fluid in our offense. Thanks, Coach.
Well, we talked a little bit about that, Kara. I thought in the first half where South Carolina was controlling the tempo of the game with their patience on the offensive end. Can they do it here in the second half? Continue that.
The only piece I would say is finish your defense. All right, you can take the air out of the ball and play.
The hard part about watching these older, these retro games is when UConn is up by like 6, like it's going to get close at some point again in the next few minutes, right? And then I'm going to get mad all over again. Like it's the first time I'm watching it.
Does this get close again, though?
It gets closer, doesn't it?
It's close.
I still see clips and stuff of like Final Four, and I'm still thinking it's going to have a different ending.
7 in the first half. She averages 21 a game. Nurse on a tender ankle. Wilson rejected the shot.
That tender ankle.
Look at me doing that for absolutely no reason. See, I just watched it cringe. Like, why did I just do that? I look stupid. Look, I almost damn near hurt myself.
It's just you're scrappy. You're scrapping.
I'm annoying.
It's that grit.
Well, I mean, it's a fine line.
we can watch a Rosati game, and she spends like half the game launching herself across the floor. So, those knee pads got a lot of work.
Yeah, so you can see like Sinai is like literally always there.
Yeah, that's nice.
The key for us.
She's closing surprisingly well too for how deep she's doubling.
Oh.
That was a really nice defensive possession too. That's always frustrating.
I just can't rebound.
Coach featured the spot. Just let her score that basket.
Shoot it.
Plank.
And the lead for much of it. Going downstairs for the All-American Wilson. Big battle for the rebound.
This game is really physical. I forgot how physical this game
is.
I think this was like the first year when I kind of like, when Stewie was gone, and then you started really realizing the amount of interior talent that existed on like the other teams around the sport.
Yeah.
It was like Stewie made up a lot of difference. Because she was just unguardable. 0 for 8.
She did not have a lot of nights like this.
No, and with someone like that, it's like, I remember still setting every screen for her and stuff during this game because I'm like, she's a shooter. She's not going to stay cold. Like, numbers find a way to balance out.
Once again, UConn has been dominating the offense.
And I remember in this, she made plays and hit shots like when we needed it.
Only by 4.
That's a wild stat.
UConn has not lost since November 17, 2014.
Doesn't feel like 38%.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
With 7:14 to go in the third quarter.
Well, it's interesting because back-to-back possessions were defensively. Gabby Williams is trying to make play. I just want to watch right here, okay? Because Gabby Williams knows they're going to try to reverse the basketball and get it over.
Did you know that?
I did. They give me too much credit. Like any basketball player does that, I guess. Good.
They give everybody too much credit. Don't just talk down you. Commentators love
Especially
saying
in this system, like the system doesn't work unless you talk.
100 steals you had on the season that year.
Oh, did I?
That's bonkers. I wonder how many people did that.
Yeah.
See, now it's a 2-point game. This is probably where I was mad.
There it is. There it is. It's going to come through at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I never worry with her. Any shooter.
CD is wearing a white suit, which is a thing I greatly admire, in that I could absolutely never wear white head to toe and not be immediately disheveled.
She's doing it because it's a whiteout game.
And she looks amazing. Let's be clear. She can pull it off. I cannot pull it off.
We used to have like different nicknames for every outfit.
Oh, really?
But like good ones. Like we would say them to her face. They weren't evil.
Thank you for clarifying.
CD's got style. She's a very stylish lady.
Point guard on her roster.
Now South Carolina with an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
That's why I didn't shoot. I remember now.
When did the switch flip? Was it this off season?
I think it's been the most this past off season. But once I got to WNBA, I started taking those open threes and stuff that I never took because I didn't even look at the basket at UConn. And it's just progressively gotten better and better.
Nice.
You took 6 3-pointers on the season, 6 attempts.
Yeah, that sounds more than I even remember.
How many went in?
None.
That doesn't matter. No. It's not none. 1%. Small sample.
We should have watched the one. Which game was it?
It's crazy now because like I had a game here, I hit 6 threes in one quarter.
Life's all about growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you jumped over anyone's head lately? Because you did that about 25 minutes ago in this game.
I did not do that.
So Lou's in Dallas now with her sister, right? That's
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for her to get maybe a better shot at another situation, but I'm gonna miss her.
I can imagine.
Be interesting to see how much the new CBA has players moving around.
Oh, I was so mad after that. I was so mad about that. Because now I think the rule is you can fall with the ball now, or something. And the WNBA did that.
That's bullshit. Boo.
Crowd also thinks it's bullshit, so.
So wait, Gabby,
yeah, that 4 turnovers.
Was it your shoulder tape that's covering the tattoo?
Yeah, that kinesio tape.
Did you actually need the tape? Or is it literally just for the tattoo?
If you see how it's taped too, it's like, what would that even be held?
Well, that was my next question.
Nah, after 4 years, and I just told everyone I had a issue with my shoulder. And then I got to the league, and they're like, oh, she's having a tattoo. And the thing is, I had a crazy amount of tattoos. They were just all under my jersey. Or like I had it like under my socks. Like I found all this hidden places. And then once I got to the league, I was able to get all the tattoos I really wanted. I think like 2 weeks after season, I got a finger tattoo.
Love it.
I think I remember this is the beginning of like where we started to get our momentum, I think. Like we got our groove back around here.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun to watch.
The end of this game is about to get really fun.
We go on a bit of a run right now.
Like I'm like feeling the stress again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know what happens in this game.
This game was somewhat stressful, though I think the Maryland game was the most stressful game I watched.
Yeah. Yeah, and in that gym too, I mean here like we had the crowd on our side, so if we're up by 3, it feels like we're up by 10, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maryland, it felt like we were losing the whole game just because of the crowd alone. Texas, UT, yeah. Texas had a really good crowd too.
My parents were actually at that game. Our aunt and uncle live down there. They're UT alums, but they are actually UConn fans now, which is hilarious. My uncle is a huge UConn women's basketball fan, so my parents flew down so they could go and watch the game at UT, and they said it was a really impressive crowd.
Yeah, it was good.
I think Rebecca said you're seeing a toughness develop, and I think some of that has to do with scheduling.
He texts me all the time about during the games. It's very adorable.
Oh.
Just thinking we should watch that Maryland game. That's a good one.
We should. This is a really good one. was very stressed out until the very last minute. Lou had a great, and Kia had a really good game too. Everything was like kind of crazy, and she was very calm.
Yeah.
So that seems like her personality.
So specifically that game, but I do remember like bits and pieces.
You had 16 and 9 and 5 assists.
Can't even get double, dang.
Damn.
You got a poor
I
man's
already
luck.
have 16 and 11 in this game.
But she didn't see that because she was focused on the 4 turnovers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I had a lot of turnovers this game.
I'll point out that 2 of them were on travels that were fouls. Just off the top of my head. We acknowledge that those both should have been called fouls.
I turned the ball over a lot, though, actually. Like it.
Well, you know.
But whatever.
It seemed like they ran the offense, especially your senior year, like through you at the foul line a lot. There was a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, I passed the ball the most. I had the ball in my hands the most. I think, like with the offense that we ran, you know, like that 4 out, 1 in the middle. So I mean, but I also just did some silly things, dingus moves. There's plenty of those too.
We just call that taking risks, and sometimes you got to take risks.
That's true.
I mean, that's how you get 190 assists.
Yeah.
You led the team by a large margin. Yeah. For someone who was primarily
I also had people who could, like, it wasn't that hard. I feel like I'm getting too much credit, you know, like I can't
imagine having this mentality.
I mean, we watched all those games. I don't think we're giving you too much
wow, she's really awfully good at this. And she's like, no, I am trash. Everyone else was good.
I know.
It was an optical illusion.
I wish I was that talented at something that I could say I was not.
More credit needs to go to the fact that Lou and Kia, I think, were shooting at over 40%. Like
they were spectacular players.
They were top 3 shooting in the country. I remember I would give the ball to Fee in the paint. I think like 50% of my assists were to her or something. Like all she has to do is just touch the ball and it's 2 points and an assist for me.
What was her shooting numbers that year?
Yeah, it was insane.
It was almost 70% or something on this. It was ridiculous.
678 from the floor. That's an absurd number. 678 from the floor, 431 from 3, 818 from the line.
Stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
Imagine hitting 68% of your shots.
Stat. Only player in the NCAA with 200 rebounds, 125 assists. I missed the rest of it.
Oh.
Who was it?
A lot of other numbers. It was our guest today, Gabby Williams.
Oh. I was looking at the other stats over here.
Crystal is so fast.
Only 1 assist, Gabby. What the hell?
I know.
Start dropping down.
Because Lou's missing every shot.
Missed him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, see? So it's not me.
You'd be at 7 or 8.
I do feel like there were a lot of...
That was a pretty nice
There
look.
you go. See?
Yeah.
See?
Having to hit Fee. There was a lot of like slotting passes to a Nafisa on the move through the paint.
She had insane hands, or at least it looked that way from...
No, it did. Like, we would always joke that it would just like touch the tip of her finger and she would just like, it would stick.
I felt like anytime the ball got thrown into her, like it would look like there's no way anyone could get that, and it just... And not only would she catch it, but she'd immediately score.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about you.
So hard to be perfect. She said, I feel like I find my most confidence on defense. When I'm crashing the glass, playing good defense, blocking shots, my offense comes alive. She's trying to gain more confidence offensively. And I said, just pretend you're Maya Moore out there. And she said,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that so vividly. Like, I was just like, yeah, you know, if I get a steal, I get a fast break. And she was like, just be aggressive. I was like, okay, Holly, I will.
That's very
Thanks,
cool.
Coach Holly.
And then you scored 26
Coach
points.
Holly.
So many UConn greats in the house here
Please don't do that.
Starting with our own, everybody's All-America, Rebecca Lobo. But everywhere you look,
I think Maya came to our shoot around that day too.
Did that happen a lot where you'd have like the old alums come in and join shoot around? Or I saw Lou was practicing with the team. Was it earlier this season or last? Was it this season?
Yeah, from time to time. I mean, I haven't even been back since last November. But so I mean, it's difficult. We're overseas and then we're going to be in the summer, so it's difficult to come back all the time. But Sue came by. She came by with Megan actually a couple times.
You say that so casually.
But it's hard, you know. It's not as often as you'd think, but it's just because our schedules are so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabby,
It
what
was
do you,
always really cool though.
What do you
I
think
imagine
about,
that would be pretty cool.
Gabby, what do you think about Megan Walker jumping a year early?
I mean, I feel bad because I wanted her to go out on like for her senior season, like and see her play in the Final Four, especially with how much more she had on her shoulders this year. So personally, like selfishly, I'm disappointed that I don't get to watch what she would have done in the tournament. But yeah, I mean, a lot of opportunities are coming her way now. It's a personal decision, you know. She has more information about it than anyone else. So who are we to say what she should have or shouldn't have done? But yeah, a lot of doors are gonna be open for her now.
Yeah, I think somebody had her as like a number 3 or 4 pick on a mock draft that I just saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know with these. I feel like they had you way higher than you went.
Mock drafts, yeah. If I look at a mock draft, it's to see who's declared.
Yeah. Like shockingly, the men's mock drafts are more accurate. It's like, crazy, but yeah.
The thing with the WNBA is it's about fit, you know. There's only 12 teams, only 144 players, and there's probably 1,000 players that could play in the WNBA, you know?
So it's wild when you think about how exclusive that club is, like how good you have to be able to play in the WNBA. Only 144 jobs.
There's second-round picks that are struggling to make a team, you know. There's first-round picks that are on the brink of getting cut or have been cut. So I think teams, they don't look for the most talented player anymore. They look for the one that's going to fit because they're all talented. There's no lack of talent anywhere on any team. Yeah, see, we're starting to... Told you we were going to have that run.
There it was. Now the fourth quarter feels like a formality.
That's what I liked. That's what I like.
This is my favorite part, yes.
I just want to watch old games that are just blowouts.
I think it was my senior year, coach got in trouble a bit for doing an interview, and he was like, I don't get the fans. Like, you guys are mad when we have a close game, and you wonder what's wrong with the team, and then we beat teams by 40, and you're complaining that you don't want to come to the game.
Yeah.
Because it's too boring, and we're like, what do you want?
I think that's when he said some fans are so fucking stupid. Wasn't that the quote?
Oh.
Sounds about right.
That's what he got in trouble for. You're right.
Where's the lie?
We've never complained about that.
The truest thing he ever said. I'll say this about Gino is I understand why he pisses people off, but I'm really like, that's not real. That's not true. Like he's rarely wrong.
He's very candid.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I really do. So many coaches are so full of shit. You know when you're like, you don't even believe what you're saying, but Gino, you always know. You always know he's saying exactly what he means.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it hurts. That's why it cuts deep. That's why he doesn't. Honestly, though, that's why he doesn't have to yell, because you know if he's saying it, he means it. It's not like I'm saying this to motivate you. I'm saying this to. It's like he's saying what's on his mind.
It also
no
probably
mind
helps.
games. It's just. I shoot a 3.
Oh.
You did. You did shoot a 3.
That's
one of the 4.
All right, 5 to go.
I was really feeling myself, huh?
Look at Gino's face. He's like,
Oh, there's Kyla. Have you talked to Kyla? How's she doing?
I remember him. He's like, if you're gonna shoot it, mean it.
I guess it didn't look like you meant that shot.
Have you talked to her since her injury? Do you know how she's doing?
I haven't. I talked to her like right when everything happened. I haven't talked to her in the last couple of weeks. But I mean, I know Kyla, and I know she's a positive girl and probably trying to stay in high spirits and everything. We exchange Snapchat memories here and there.
you youths.
Us youth, right? Us Gen Zs, huh?
Yeah.
Say youths?
Can't keep up.
Sorry, I had to make a Mike Cousin Vinny reference. I'm an old.
Gabby, how long have you been in quarantine there?
Well, we had kind of what the states are doing right now, where it was just like, please stay inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put us on official lockdown March 16th.
Okay.
We went on like, so it's been a little bit. And then we just got extended until May 11th. But our lockdown is like, we leave the house, we got to explain to the cops why we're leaving the house, have to have our paper and passport or their address. And if not, we get fined or arrested.
When does the season end there?
Well, it just got canceled, but normally the last game would have been June 1st.
Mm.
So I would have missed a solid chunk of WNBA. Oh yeah, Lou had 4 fouls here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is if we didn't get in foul trouble, I think we would have ran away with it.
Yeah, the end of this game is about to get frustrating, isn't it?
I think it's hilarious that Crystal just got like smacked in the face, but she just like went right through it.
Yeah, now she's fine.
She doesn't feel it, yeah.
Probably like broke someone's arm.
As far as the coach is concerned, there's Samuelson letting fly. Williams went up for the rebound, and that foul will go against South Carolina.
There you go.
His numbers are very shiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like it, but they're very shiny.
Again, it made the uniform so stiff.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
was like plastic.
Really hope Nike is listening to this, as I'm sure they are.
Oh shoot, I'm a Nike athlete too. I should chill. No, they always ask us too. They ask us what we can improve. And Nike used to come at the beginning of the year and ask us about like the shoes, the socks, like all that uniform, and they listen too, which is cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sweet
Look at
shoes. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, she tried to foul me and they didn't call it.
Man,
But
that's
we got a
classic.
layup, so it's fine. Yeah, I remember it being so loud and I was screaming. You can see me like screaming just now that we were changing to zone. And that's one of those moments that I was talking about earlier where like the crowd was just so loud. We were like, okay, this feels like 10,000 people. But I was like, shut up, because I need to tell everyone that we're in a zone now.
There is really something electric about that building when it's a great game and great opponents. You know, there's like a palpable
Jeez, that is the
tension.
stat line. 2013, 3 and 4.
Not bad.
Only 3 assists, though?
Yeah.
That's like some Dwayne Wade shit.
And Natalie Butler sighting.
Yeah, first time I saw her. Natalie gave us good minutes this game. It's clutch.
It's nice to have a player
That's
like
the thing
that.
about UConn too is you never know when you're gonna get called on.
Yeah.
So you better be ready.
Connecticut stuck with their game plan. They have shrunk the floor. They have
Yeah, you were the only one who played all 40 in this game on either team.
I remember that.
What was Wilson's line in this game? While you have the box score open.
I sure do. Her line was she was 5 for 12 from the floor, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 17 points, 3 fouls. Elena had
She was up pretty good, turns out.
10 points and 15 rebounds.
Yeah, we knew those two were gonna get their stats, you know. Like we could only do so much. It was just a matter of making sure no one else went off or got hot.
It like feels like they've been pretty well contained. It's one of those funny things.
I mean, not for nothing, Gabby, but your stat line is better than Asia's in this game. Just point that out.
Yeah, I think Kia is out for a few games after this. He's out for a hot minute. Yep, we're going to be in foul trouble.
Look at that. What made you want to watch this game, Gabby? Why'd you pick it?
I was trying to think of games from my career. I was trying to pick one more recent because I'm not a commentator. I don't know how I would comment on.
Neither do we, Gabby.
On other games. So I was like, at least here I can maybe just tell stories. And then I was just thinking about big games. I thought about the Notre Dame games. I thought this game was really cool because it was our 100th win, and it was a UConn South Carolina game, which is always, one of the most viewed games for ESPN. So yeah, it was just I think it was just the first big game that came to my mind, and it's in Gamble. It was special.
It's a good one. This is one of
Maya, all three were all there.
This is one of the more fun of the Retrocasts we've done so far, I think.
Nice. See, I could have watched Mississippi State or
no.
See, there's my mom and my
That's
niece.
what Russ wanted to watch.
What's up, Mom?
Oh, I did not.
My niece was so little.
How old is she now?
She's 5. I remember I came off the court too that game. And when I was running back to the locker room after my interview, and she was standing there, and I picked her up and gave her a kiss, and everyone thought she was my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, they still think she's my daughter.
In probably 2013, when my first year covering the men's team, Shabazz's niece was always at the games, and I took a really cute picture of her sitting with him in the stands after the game, and yeah, everyone was like, "Who is Shabazz's kid? Shabazz has a kid." I was like, "Chill, niece."
Oh my gosh, she's so little.
That's adorable.
I've even gotten presents from fans too that have said "This is for your daughter." I just say thanks.
Yeah.
Avoid the awkward moment. I don't know how Kia played after sitting out too, because you get cold.
So he's a shooter.
I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, it was really tough of her.
It's a physical game too.
Yeah.
Give it to Natalie. Can't stay in front of you, Gabby. Look at that.
This is where I've learned too, in my game, to start jumping off 2 feet right there. And it's because in the league, it's one thing to get past someone, but they're going to meet you at the rim, So I've had to learn to kind of gather right there. I don't get away with that as much anymore.
What is the advantage of jumping off of 2 feet?
You just have more control. You see there, I kind of got bailed out by the foul. When I tried to pass to Natalie, but she bailed me out a bit. But when you jump off 2 feet, you can get into their body a bit more. You can control the contact, and you just you're more balanced when you go up. Versus there, I'm coming off 1 foot. I have no choice but to shoot or pass immediately.
Interesting.
I forget this dude's name, that donor, but I think he's adorable.
That guy who was clapping, who
Yeah.
looks like Gino in the future.
Maybe it is.
I can't see Gino ever switching to sweatshirts like that.
No.
You never seen him in a sweatshirt?
I mean, I don't hang out with him, but
You know?
Interesting.
I generally am watching him while he's coaching basketball games, and he's usually wearing a suit.
Refuses to come on
He's
the
he'd
Retrocast.
always wear a sweatsuit to practice.
A sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We'd have on our practice sweats, our travel sweats. We'd always laugh when he wore jeans, though.
That does sound funny.
Does he wear dad jeans?
Yeah. They were just such dad jeans,
I feel like this was his era when he was actually starting to dress down for the games. He's got sneakers. He's not wearing a tie.
He was getting some swag, I think, during my 4 years there. You'd see him, I don't know, start wearing, with the Nikes and stuff.
Yeah.
He started to go.
He's rocking a pocket square.
Somebody was helping him. Let's get to the
there's
bottom of
another
this.
assist.
There's an assist.
Bang.
I think my head smacked Taya, or who is that?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. My head's her in the mouth.
Whoops.
Wasn't I?
Yeah, right. She's looking like, God damn it, Gabby.
The middle of the screen, just nurse.
Oh, replay.
I don't know. Oh, it was Kia.
Oh.
Okay. I thought I hit her on the spin, but no, that's right. Sasha.
I once lost a tooth like that in college.
Strong hockey player energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're checking out people's teeth. Yeesh.
I'm so weird with teeth.
Yeah, no, this is not
Like,
good.
So
we
creepy.
should have watched that game. Oh, I'm so mad at myself that me and the trainer after were like, why didn't we take a picture of that? And I was like, because it was such a rush, we just popped it back into place. Like, I was freaking out. I was like, put it back. Yeah, you see me with the mouth guard in this game. This is like one of my first games with the mouth guard.
Which game was it that Lou got the black eye?
Oh, yeah.
Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Because the ref came after the game to apologize. And we are like, it's too late, sis.
Yeah, that's correct.
I appreciate the accountability, though, to at least come and say, I made a mistake.
She got
Yeah,
in the face.
because though she argued with us when it happened. We
Oh.
were like, she got hit, and they were like, the ref told us she didn't, and then after the game saw it, and you're like, why are you trying? You saw she got hit. Don't try to argue it. Just say like, but yeah, she did take accountability when she saw that Lou was half blind.
This is adding to my theory that all refs are bad.
I mean,
Where's
like
the
they all
lie?
fuck up,
Where's the lie?
but some of them are decent people.
I don't know.
That's my thing. My thing is when the refs are unapproachable. Or sensitive. They've gotten more sensitive, I think, because the refs are like younger now in the WNBA. We've got new ones. Like the homeboy that threw out a stew during our game. I don't know if you saw versus Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Threw her out.
Yeah, that was wild.
He was definitely the most sensitive. I don't know if he's coming back. He probably is though.
So this call's bullshit.
Yeah.
Gino's mad.
Yeah, this is her fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
She got a lot of bullshit calls in her 4 years.
That's a ridiculous
And
call.
he's in the circle too.
Yeah, wow. That was a terrible call.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what he was
That's one
yelling
where I
about.
would agree with Doris. Doris is just sitting there like, no way.
Yeah, she fouled. They call a fifth foul. That is the dumbest
that's the
call.
worst kind of fifth foul too.
God.
She gave us a good lead though.
She was so good.
Yeah, and that stepped up a lot this game.
Where did she go after? She was at George.
No, she's at Georgetown first.
She went to George Mason after.
I went to
Mason.
George Mason.
And then was a world beater there.
Yeah, I think she was all conference. Like, she might have been the conference
I think
player
she
of
was
the year.
player of the
Yeah,
year.
she's
Yeah.
player of the year.
Yeah, she was player of the year, I'm pretty sure. And I think she played overseas. She was at the Dallas training camp too, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. She's still playing, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm here for racking up as many degrees as you can. Let them pay you to go to college.
I always felt obviously she did work on a different kind of team. I just thought like she was a good player who was not the right fit for the way this team played.
Yeah.
It's hard because the team played so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult thing to merge into. And we do just keep a short bench, so there's not a lot of opportunity. But yeah, I mean, it's not just about the talent at UConn, for sure.
No.
Because I feel like she comes in this game and like she's matching up with some of the best post players in the country, and she looks like she can do it. It's just this wasn't a thing that this team did that often.
Yeah, look at
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this game he definitely played slower too than usual.
Yeah, I want to watch one
got
of
a big
this.
class coming in this year. Have you paid much attention to the recruiting class coming in, Gabby?
Yeah, for sure.
Any thoughts on the incoming?
Yeah, they're gonna be great. I think this is gonna be the class that kind of gets UConn back on that horse.
Paige sure seems impressive.
I'm really happy with the attention and publicity and stuff that she's getting. It seems to be really positive and stuff, and I don't think she's like the first female high school player to really get attention like that, so it's cool. It's like, I think it's inspiring more girls to play.
Seems like she has the right personality to handle it too.
Yeah, she's got that
she's confident.
charisma too.
Yeah.
Confident, yeah. It's good though. I think she'll fit in well.
Yeah.
She seems like she's ready to come in and work. That's the most important thing.
Did you see her quote where she said she had a higher basketball IQ than Gina?
No, I didn't see that. Yeah, that joke's not gonna be funny. Might be funny now, but
after the first week of practice, it'll probably not be too funny. Yeah.
It's gonna be brought up at a time where she's not feeling great. Say, oh, what about that IQ, huh? You remember that? That's what.
Imagine giving Gina that ammo. Good Lord.
Exactly, that's the thing. Sometimes it's funny, and then you might
better
think it's
be
funny.
really good.
I know she's even talked about how she needs to work on her defense. It's gonna be interesting to see how she transitions to the UConn system.
It's always interesting. I mean, for any player.
Yeah.
Like, you just never know. The thing is, like, he knows how to win championships. It's just, do you buy into it? You're gonna have to change something about your game. No one's coming in. Like, he doesn't need anyone's help to win a championship. He knows how to do it. He just needs you to buy into it.
Watching Sanaya dribble it out here is like she scored like 30 points a game in high school. Came in as sixth man for her senior year. It's like, it's humbling.
Yeah.
How about 873 straight games without back-to-back losses? How about one opponent?
That's my favorite UConn stat is no back-to-back losses since it's 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good?
It's pretty wild.
That's a good one?
It is pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, we used to say, like, you never wanted to play us the first game after a loss.
I was talking about this the other day, and they were all telling me it wasn't true.
No, we weren't saying that wasn't true. That Meech was saying it wasn't true. I was agreeing with you. But yes.
Yeah. You didn't want to be that team that would be after a loss, for sure.
I remember back in, like, the 90s, after they lost to Tennessee in, like, 97.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember who they played next, but just, like, it was a humiliation. It was
a bloodbath.
Oh, they have signs. I guess they had signs and not money for this game.
No, they did have money. They had money. I remember.
Yeah, they had money for multiple games.
Because it was a $100 bill, right?
I didn't get any.
Maybe they just wrote an extra zero on Gino's for Gino's 1,000th win and just dropped the same money. Maybe that's why you don't have any Gabby. They just
Which one came first?
They reused
The 1,000. That was my senior year. I remember.
Yeah, 100 came first.
It was
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. It was at Mohegan Sun.
Yep.
Because we went to that one.
We did.
Oh, I threw up that game.
Nice.
I got punched in the stomach.
I did not, and I ate probably way grosser food than you did.
I got punched in the stomach, and I was.
Oh no.
I threw up.
Oh. Yeah, Peter, you were the one who was like, we should go to this game. So I was like, okay, let's go.
This was rare to have this many people, especially in February. That's like.
Oh.
I think they might have just come back from China.
Oh.
Doing Morgan. Because I'm sure, UConn alumni would go back all the time. If it wasn't for overseas.
Just had a Pat McKenna sighting. Gabby's like, I'd like to thank a dime back.
I thanked Holly right away. My eyebrows look great.
They do.
Yeah. Because it was through those weird
You know,
little
it's not easy
basketballs.
to do it when you have no blood going to your brain. I remember zoning out like 3 times.
Think like that, then you kind of think it into existence. So we just try to stay poised and keep our composure and just be more confident than any other team.
That's why they teach you the cliches.
Exactly. I mean, trust me, you don't have any oxygen up there.
You won't be able to think.
Turn into
Here's
a
the things you
robot.
need to be able to say.
Did a good job taking it one game at a time.
Yeah.
But you know how many times like I got sick of saying that because they're like, okay, now we're on to game number 97. Now we're on game 74, and I'm like, okay, they need to ask different questions. Holly always asks great questions. Because think about all the reporters we talk to that ask the same question every time. That's why we got so sick of that stupid streak. You're like, can we talk about something else?
Do you remember what he was saying to you here?
Yeah, he was like, you're not special. No, I do. I remember because it still sticks with me. And I tell people it's the best advice he ever gave to me was after this game. And he was like, when you're not playing at this level and this intensity, he's like, you're like everybody else in the country. But when you play this hard and with this much intensity and energy, he's like, you're special. You're extraordinary, whatever.
Aw.
Yeah, that's stuck with me for a while.
Oh, you got special shirts.
He might be a good coach.
Oh, there's
Gino
money.
Auriemma.
Look, there's the money.
There's the money.
There we
I
go.
know. See, I told you. They didn't save me $1 bill.
Yeah, Lou was cheesing with that money like somebody who stole off Gabby's.
They actually started to take this picture without me. I think I missed the picture with all the alumni.
No, that's what you get for
And my
playing
cousin
too well.
was
Yeah, the
drunk. My
downside
cousin-
of having to do interviews because he played really well.
My cousin Ashley Battle, who used to play for UConn, she was drunk and she came into the middle of my interview.
I did not know you and Ashley were cousins.
I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess I was like, I feel like I should have known that.
I didn't say anything because I felt like you all knew that.
Same.
I did not.
Who was the first to admit it? Who gets the points?
Me.
All right, yeah, I was just going to keep my mouth shut until you said something.
All right, Gabby. Well, thank you for joining us for the UConn Retrocast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is so fun.